The Colorado Avalanche have some problems. They start off 0-3 for the first time since 2008. This is your Denver Sports Daily for October 15th. Let's go.
Taking you through your morning headlines, it's Denver Sports Daily with Rachel V. Hill.
Now, as I said, the Colorado Avalanche started 0-3 this season for the first time since 2008. The Avs have now lost 3 in a row in games that they probably should not have lost. Yesterday, they lost to the New York Islanders 6-2. They lead the league in goals allowed this season with 20 goals through 3 games. That is not going to lead to a winning record. That's not going to lead to winning very many games at all. Alexander Georgiev played the entire game, allowing 2 goals in every period. The only people who scored for the Avs were Casey Middlestat and Callum Ritchie. As I was saying, that you can't win games if you're giving up 6 goals a game. If you're giving up over 6 goals a game on average through 3 games, you're giving up, I think, 6.6 is that stat, but that's still like that's not going to lead to any winning records. And Alexander Georgiev playing the whole game has proven that this is not going to work. It's not going to work at all. And again, these have been questions throughout the whole last season, towards the end of the season. And then this season now, Eustace Annan and Alexander Georgiev are not playing Avalanche hockey the way that they should be playing. They're not doing anything that's leading to a winning record. They're not doing anything that's leading for us to be able to even compete. Because if you're giving up 6 goals a game, that's not something that we can, match on offense, especially with our offense kind of lacking some of our star players right now. It's just not going to help if we have no defense at all. And when scoring is coming that high and that efficiently through our goalies, there are certain things that need to be done right away to make an impact for the rest of your season, because with that's not going to lead to any winning record at all. So, we'll keep an eye on that. But again, that's just not what we're going to be able to win with. Now, moving on, Coach Michael Malone isn't happy with the Nuggets' performance in the preseason as they fall to 0-3. While preseason may not mean much to most, Malone is unpleased with the conditioning of the team, saying, "I don't think we're in a great condition right now. And that's one thing that we talked about as coaches during the game," Malone said on Sunday after the loss. Looked like some guys were just winded, like a little bit tired out there. So that's something that we can try to improve on. After blowing a 20-point lead to the Timberwolves in Game 7 of the second round last season, there were already a lot of concerns about the team's fatigue because, you have Jokic out there playing 45, 46 minutes a game. He's not getting barely any rest. That's going to lead to fatigue. And although Jokic has proven that he can manage it, other players cannot. We get gassed early in the first half where we come out hot, and then in the second half we're non-existent. So that is the main thing that's going to be the main question leading into this season is, can we keep the bench moving long enough and keep players coming in and out to keep us, well refreshed? The Nuggets need to be well refreshed. You need to have that starting unit in at the fourth quarter. And, the third quarter is a rest time. You need to have them kind of get their rest, come back out well refreshed. We need to stop the fatigue so we're not blowing 20-point leads in Game 7s. That is a huge problem that's happening right now. So we need to fix that before the actual season starts next week. Travis Hunter's Heisman odds fall after the injury to Kansas State this past weekend. Unfortunately, Hunter left in the second quarter with a shoulder injury, and he did not return for the rest of the game. Coach Prime didn't say much about the injury, so it's possible Hunter could miss some time. We obviously hope not. But last week, Hunter was second in the Heisman odds after a bye week, which was a bit concerning or strange that he went up actually in the Heisman odds on a bye week. But this week, he fell down to 5th behind Ashton Genty, Dylan Gabriel, Cam Ward, and Jalen Milroe. Now, I've talked a lot about Ashton Genty because I do want to give some respect to somebody from a Mountain West Conference, possibly winning a Heisman. He's looking like the runaway favorite after another 200-yard rushing performance with 2 touchdowns. And I saw a stat about looking at the past running back Heismans and their stats through the same amount of games. He's blowing them out of the water. Ashton Genty, he's insane. I think he's at 1,200 yards now and another 2 touchdown performance, 1 through the air and 1 on the ground. He's doing stuff that we've never seen before in college football history. And I'm looking at him like, are you going to be a top 10 running pick in the NFL as a running back? Because what you're doing is insane. And I watching him play, he moves with such calmness. Same thing with Cam Ward. Cam Ward's calmness in the pocket and just through everything, he's so nonchalant and just ready to do whatever. It's nuts. So Cam Ward and Ashton Genty, I think that those two are going to be the ones that are holding Travis Hunter back, especially with this injury, from getting the Heisman. And unfortunately, I just think that if you're getting injured halfway through the season like this, it's not looking really good. Like, so we need him to come back when he does and have a star-studded performance. He needs to be coming out swinging and wanting it so bad, because that's really unfortunate, the timing with it. So I feel bad. I really do. But best of luck to Travis Hunter. I think that, he really does have a chance. He's still in the Heisman odds at 5th, even with that injury. So hopefully he can come back and, be ready to go and win it. Moving on, Davante Adams was the big news this morning as he's been traded to the New York Jets. Adams was very open about wanting a trade out of the Las Vegas Raiders, and is now going to link back up with his former quarterback from when he was on the Green Bay Packers, Aaron Rodgers. The Jets gave up a conditional third-round pick, which could improve to a second round, depending on Adams' performance, whether he's an All-Pro or if he makes a roster on the AFC Championship team or Super Bowl. That's what matters there. So I can move from a third to a second, depending on how the Jets finish and where his lining is as a all-pro player. The Jets did take up Adams' remaining contract through the 2026 season. They're paying half of it this season, and then they'll pick up the full contract throughout the next 2 seasons. Now, I don't think that this is league-breaking news as it would have been when he was traded to the Raiders, because that was a huge deal. But Adams is getting up there. Aaron Rodgers is definitely up there. I don't know if it's going to look as good as when they were both on the Green Bay Packers, as most people remember. I grew up in Minnesota, so all of my family knew him as just the worst player ever. Everybody hated Davante Adams and Aaron Rodgers. So I don't think we're going to see that same thing this time around. It's not going to be like those two are, breaking records and going out there and dominating the conference and the league. So I don't think it's going to be that big, but this is big news. And also having somebody like Garrett Wilson under Davante Adams to learn from, that's important for a young man's a growth. So watching those two is going to be really fun to see, but still, I don't know if it's going to be league breaking or it's going to change much around the league or that division or conference, but we'll keep you updated on that. That's going to do it for your Denver Sports Daily today. Let's see. Joey, can you send a message to Rachel? Bring a goalie home from Switzerland with her. Yeah, that would honestly be better. Honestly, you could put most people in that goal, and it might be better than Alexander Georgiev used to stand in. So yeah, Rachel, just bring somebody home with you, and then we can figure it out, and we can bring them to the Avs and get them all suited up and ready. But that is going to do it for your Denver Sports Daily today. Again, thank you guys so much for joining. I'm going to be back with you guys this week and next week. I'm so happy for all the loves you guys showed me. It's been so much fun, and I will see you guys again tomorrow. Bye.